Welcome to the Valhalla Filmcast, a show where normal guys talk about the films that they love. And here are your hosts, Bryce Thompson, Brian Hammond, and Cody Ryrie. Now get ready, because the show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Valhalla Filmcast. I am Bryce Thompson. I'm here with Brian Hammond and Cody Ryrie.
Hello there.
How's it going?
It is that time once again for a weekly update. Someone is making a ton of noise somewhere.
I'm sorry, my copier freaking decided to clean right when we start.
That is amazing.
I say we keep persevering. I think that's awesome.
Oh, yeah,
Brian and his
definitely.
copier can just work their way through. We'll get started.
So, we don't want to waste your precious time, so we will just ignore the copier and continue on. So, it's hilarious.
You can't get off the copier, can you?
No, I can't. It's worse than a cat. I mean, like, it just cleans itself whenever it wants. And
Can you not? I guess, does it hurt it if you
We're
unplug
good.
it or something?
well, I didn't think that quickly.
I'm glad you're not like a first responder. Okay.
They would be dead, I assure you.
Okay, so, trailers.
Yes.
Can you see one night and watch any good trailers?
I have a weird trailer thing, because it's not a trailer. It's the news that we're getting a trailer this Thursday.
Okay.
So that's how big Christopher Nolan is now, is you get news of his trailers before they come out. We're getting a 1-minute teaser for his new movie Dunkirk this Thursday online. It's dropping with Suicide Squad because they're both Warner Brothers. So yeah, that's exciting. He's so big that he gets a week ahead notice for his trailers. So look out for that.
That's
Well,
awesome.
that's exciting. One trailer I watched, I don't know if you guys have seen it, is The Great Wall.
Yes.
Matt Damon. That looks very interesting.
Yeah, it's the same director who did House of Flying Daggers, I think. Which
Okay, that'll be interesting.
was a fantastic movie. I mean, visually speaking, this guy's nuts. He's awesome.
Yeah.
There was some controversy around that. I don't know if you saw this. There's a Asian American actress. I don't remember her name, but she wrote a big thing about how Chinese people didn't need a white guy to come save them from monsters. So take that
That's
what
awesome.
you will. I mean, there is a white guy in the middle of it. I don't know much about the trailer. Didn't give away much of the plot.
I kind of have to agree, right?
All I got was ancient Chinese people, Matt Damon, and monsters. So
I do find it interesting that Matt Damon is the main guy.
Yeah.
I find that
they've tried
interesting.
this a few times, like some really, martial arts oriental type movies with very American actors or actresses, and I don't know, they don't always seem to do that well. It seems like the Chinese spoken language films seem to do better than the ones where they try to cross over, in my opinion. But I am excited to see it. You know, it does have the whole supernatural or monster aspect, so it's kind of a whole different ballgame altogether.
That's true. Yeah,
I will
find
give
it interesting
one to,
that
was it the one shut
it
out?
is. I mean, it is Matt Damon as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
He draws a lot of people.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. And
And
you
that
also
whole
get the
formula-
guy.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'll go ahead. I was going to say that whole formula you're talking about, Brian, with the white guy among the Asians, it worked pretty well on, was it called The Last Samurai, the one with Tom Cruise in it?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
other
I was
one's
thinking
not so
more
well.
of that was an American director though, was it not?
It was,
or Ang
yes.
Lee, or-
And it was an American
Yeah.
director.
Was it? Okay. I couldn't remember if it was American or Ang Lee, but I mean like the actual big Chinese directors. Who is this? Zhu? Is that who's doing it?
I'm
or-
pretty sure, yeah.
I don't quite remember, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. You have a couple big guys. You know, William Dafoe. He's in it. And then you have a guy from Game of Thrones, one of those guys. He's in it. Matt Damon. She has a couple big people who are big in America, and so that'll be interesting. I think that it looks really interesting, like the way it's like being shot and all that looks very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one. Anything else that looks good? Oh, there's a new trailer for Hacksaw Ridge. Did you watch that?
Yes, that's the other one. I was trying to think one that really impressed me this week, and that was one. I thought that looked fantastic.
I think it'll be a very interesting movie. I think it'll be interesting just on the fact that Mel Gibson is directing it. I'm excited about that because I don't think there's a movie that Mel Gibson has directed that I don't like.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with you, pretty much, Bryce.
And it was interesting they didn't keep his name was not in the trailer. It was from the director of Braveheart and The Passion of the Christ, but the name Mel Gibson didn't show up anywhere.
That was a PR move, huh?
Yeah, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, because we definitely know that he's not too popular with the crowd of
anybody.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yes. I still like you, Mel Gibson. You didn't offend me in any way, so. But I'm not really anybody, so.
That'd be
interesting.
Well, and Brian, you've said something to this effect before. If we stopped watching movies that either had or were directed by crazy people, we would never watch anything. So you can't let that be your thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
You definitely have to. If you're in this game, you definitely can't. You have to separate it. Otherwise, you're left to your own self, pretty much.
You can watch
I did
Brady
see.
Bunch episodes.
Oh, go ahead, Cody.
No, go ahead. You can't watch anything.
Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that trailer for Hell or High Water? That new kind of spin on a classic western.
No.
With Jeff Bridges and Chris Pine and Ben Foster. Did you guys see that one?
No.
I don't think so.
It looks really good. The director's David Mackenzie. He's the one that did, I'm just reading here, I haven't seen these, Startup and Young Adam. But it's about a divorced dad and ex-con brother resort to a desperate scheme in order to save their family's farm in West Texas. And it looks really good. I mean, it looks very, very well made and kind of in the vein of, it's got some, it looks kind of like a brother falls in the, gang stuff or whatever, and they try to save him and type of stuff. So it looks good, and I know I'm rambling now, so I'll shut up. But
classic Western archetypes. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks interesting. That's for sure.
Okay, I do have a bit of movie news. This is not a trailer. Are we done with trailers?
Sure.
I don't want to jump ahead yet, unless we're
done.
Go
for it. Moving on. Matthew
McConaughey, because he is crazy in all the best ways, wandered into the Wild Turkey Distillery apparently a little while ago, and he said, "Hey, I'm Matthew McConaughey, and do you all have like a media representative or a PR plan?" And they're like, "No." And he's like, "Well, I want to do that." And they're like, "Okay." So now he's the face and like director of the PR for the Wild Turkey Bourbon Company, which is based based in my my hometown of Frankfort, Kentucky. I've been to that distillery many times. My mom used to work there. So
it's very interesting.
They did not court him. He just had a free Saturday or something and decided he wanted to be the face and the voice of Wild Turkey.
Very interesting.
Well, I think you should contact some people and figure it out. And maybe we can
that's a good
give
idea,
our lovely fans
an interview about Wild Turkey, because that's what I want to talk about. It's just that way.
There we go. Wild Turkey and his Lincoln.
That's right. You can't mix the two. You can't mix the two, but yes.
No, definitely not.
That's a bad recipe.
All right, moving on to box office.
Yes.
Jason Bourne, top spot with 59.2 million this weekend. That's decent. It kind of seems like that's the way the top movies have been going for a little while so far.
Yeah, you've been getting a lot of big opens and then big drops right after that. 'Cause I guess it's such a crowded summer movie season that you only get your 1 week to shine, and then somebody knocks you off the spot.
Yep. I mean, The Secret Life of Pets is still up there with 18, so that's pretty crazy that they're still doing well. Another movie that got released this week was Nerve, and it didn't do... I didn't really know anything about this movie. It got 9.4. And those were the two that did anything this week.
How did Lights Out do? Didn't that open this weekend too? I know my daughter saw it.
Oh, yeah. No, Lights Out was released last weekend.
Oh, last weekend.
And
where's that at? Do you have it there?
For total, it's 42.8 million.
Wow, that's good.
It's not too shabby.
For a little horror film.
And I forgot about one. Bad Moms was also released this weekend, and it's at 23.8.
Oh. For an R-rated comedy, that's not bad either.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I mean, for what it is, interesting.
Well, we can talk about box office predictions for next week, because I know that Suicide Squad they have a really wide margin of error on their predictions for this, but I'm hearing everything from 100 million to 150 million to 160 million. I've heard all three of those numbers and everything in between. So they're shooting high. They think it'll make lots of money. I guess they just don't know exactly where it's going to land.
Well, let's just move right into Suicide Squad. If it goes on what people are saying, like what the reviews are, I don't think it's going to get that. Because everyone said big things about Batman too, and word of mouth just destroyed it. So,
well, and Batman, looking at
opening
weekend though, Batman destroyed its opening weekend. I mean, it broke all kinds of records. It did fantastic. What hurts you is word of mouth only can hurt you, and critics can usually only hurt you on weekend number 2. Weekend number 1, if it's sold well enough, should be fine.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I'll agree with you. I think it'll probably do pretty well this weekend, just because people are excited to see it. I mean, it's been talked about like crazy. I want to say there's been more talk about Suicide Squad than there was about Batman vs. Superman.
Well, because the Joker is such a fan favorite. You know, I remember Bryce and I, before we started the podcast, when we were just at work, we were talking about Suicide Squad, forever ago. And it was a topic of pretty constant conversation. And I would be lying if I said I wasn't really disappointed by the reviews, but I'm not ready to throw the movie out yet. I've liked movies that got bad reviews before, so I'm going to keep an open mind.
When you told me, I wasn't really that too shocked. I guess maybe I was just kind of expecting people to hate it. I don't know, but I was kind of like, okay, yeah, that's okay. I'm not going to base my view off of what everyone else is saying. I'll take it and watch it with my low expectations, because I think that's the only way to get through it is with low expectations. But not saying that I'm thinking it's going to be bad, but just with my low expectations, because I don't want to overhype it. That
realistic
would just get me
expectations.
in trouble. But yeah, that's a better way to say it. Realistic.
Well, and if you look back at our track record, we have actually, the last 3 or 4 movies we've reviewed have been pretty online with Rotten Tomatoes, which, it's not always the case. I know Ghostbusters, we all liked that, and that's got a 73 or 74 on Rotten Tomatoes. Star Trek Beyond, I really liked. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I think it's got an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. And then last week, Jason Bourne, we were not as big of fans of that, and that has a 50-something% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's not a bad indicator of where a lot of people will fall. But there is that odd movie that people will totally rip in half, and I'll still be like, no, that was good. I don't understand the hate for that. So that's what I keep my hope on.
I think it's going to be it's definitely like we've said before. I feel like if it dies, like it nosedives, then I feel like Warner Brothers is going to be scrambling.
Well, they've already got. I think Wonder Woman's done. Isn't Wonder Woman finished? I think they've already filmed the whole.
Well, yeah. Thing. I mean, they can film all the movies they want, but that doesn't mean they're going to do anything with them. I mean, how many times have we seen people just film movies? I mean, there's all sorts of movies out there that nobody ever hears about. So I mean,
but I'm sure those movies didn't cost $200 million like Wonder Woman did, though. I mean, you've got to get that money back.
Well, I'm sure. Oh, definitely, and they're going to be trying to. And we always hear all of these. I was thinking about this when you told me the Suicide Squad was getting crap reviews. We've been hearing that, Warner Brothers has been giving it like standing ovations and has been loving it. Well, of course they're loving it. It's their money. They're like, yeah, that was good. I just paid $200 million for that, And I'm not. Like, I have no fight in it, like, dog in this fight. Like, if it sucks, I'm going to say, yeah, it sucks. So, I don't know. I think, like I've said before, it has to either be something that's good, at least better than Batman vs. Superman. And, I mean, I didn't think Batman vs. Superman was a horrible movie, but lots of people did. And so, you have to do better. Or else no one's going to go. I think, actually, I'll take that back. I think people will go see Wonder Woman because that seems like the only positive thing that people brought out of Batman vs. Superman.
That and Ben Affleck as Batman, but yeah, those were the two big positives.
But even then, people hated Ben Affleck as Batman.
I think there was a lot of hate for Ben Affleck as Batman before the movie came out, and I think he changed a lot of minds when they actually saw the performance.
I can get behind that.
Yeah,
I will tell you this. I will say this. I'll say if Wonder Woman tanks, they're in real trouble because the next one's Justice League, and there's nothing new there. It's just everything they've done before, and that could be really bad.
Yeah, but I think that this movie has to do well, and Wonder Woman definitely has to do well. Because if this one fails, then they have Wonder Woman to kind of help boost them up. But even then, who knows? But I think that the only reason people will go to it if this movie sucks is because of Wonder Woman. And because she's the only positive thing that has come out so far. Yeah. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. We will definitely have a review of it up as soon as we see it so that you can know what we think of it.
Yeah.
Anything else on this weekly update?
Let's see. What did we have new come out this Tuesday on home video? The Lobster came out, which I'm anxious to see. I don't know if that's Redbox yet or not. Cody, do you know?
I haven't seen it, and I was checking today, so probably not yet.
Yeah. And really the only other big title, well, that Keanu came out with that, the Talking Cat, the R-rated.
Yes.
Yeah. So that, and then Scream Factory's Invasion of the Body Snatchers Collector's Edition, which has lots of
Is that the Donald Sutherland version of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I will put a word in for that movie. I saw that movie on Netflix a couple years ago, and I really liked it. I thought, as remakes go, especially, it's a quality movie. So, and it's got a really interesting performance from Leonard Nimoy as kind of a bad guy, which is fun to see Spock as a bad guy. And Donald Sutherland holds it all together. It's a fun 70s horror flick. Don't skip the 50s one either, though. The 50s one, the original, is fantastic. And the 70s remake is good, and the rest of them you can just leave alone. But those are two that you should catch.
You didn't like Nicole Kidman's version?
I didn't see all of it. I saw part of it on TV, and then I woke up and was like, where am I? So it's...
From your nap?
Yes, exactly. And it's a movie that you're supposed to be terrified of falling asleep. That's how boring it was. I actually fell asleep during it.
That's funny.
I had a couple of Netflix watches this week that I wanted to give shout-outs to. Movies I've been wanting to watch for years and years, and I finally got to them. The first one was Good Will Hunting, the Robin Williams, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck drama from '97, I want to say. And that's on Netflix.
I believe.
Yeah, it's on Netflix streaming right now. It's Matt Damon plays a character who's a janitor at a college, but he's a math and everything else genius. And Robin Williams plays the therapist that has sessions with him. Anyway, it's dated a little bit because it seemed like, I don't know, in the 90s and maybe early 2000s, there was lots of movies about geniuses for some reason, and that everything came simple to them. And I don't know what that craze was, but that aside, the performances are so good in this. Especially, it was hard to watch in some ways because it's Robin Williams, and he's given all these amazing lessons about life and perseverance, and I'm like, gosh, we don't have him anymore. You know, there's a real bittersweet tinge to watching it. Anyway, that aside, Matt Damon is great in it. He looks really young. I was surprised because I watched it after the newest Jason Bourne, and I was like, whoa. It's, what does Indiana Jones say? It's not the years, it's the mileage. He's been rode hard and put up wet. He's looking a little older now, that's all I'm saying. But looks very young in this. He's very good in it. It was the one that won the Oscar for Matt Damon and Ben Affleck because they wrote the script for it when they were 12, looks like. Anyway, it's a really good tearjerker kind of a thing, but it's quality stuff. Have either one of you two seen that movie?
Oh yeah,
I have not.
What did you think of it, Brian?
I really enjoyed it. I saw it when it came out or shortly after. I saw it in probably '99, and I liked it. I went out and bought the screenplay. So
wow.
After they won the Oscars, so. I did see it before the Oscars, and it was good, especially for, them being so young and new to the business, so did a good job.
I bet you'd have a different perspective on it now. He's a much older, seasoned individual.
Probably, yeah.
Anyway, if anybody's interested, it is on Netflix streaming right now. The other movie I saw that I've been wanting to watch since I was in middle school probably, is a movie called Deliverance from 72 or 73. And everybody knows the dueling banjos thing from this. It's the story of the 4 guys that go up the river in the canoe in the middle of the country, and they get assaulted horribly by backwoods rednecks. Is this ringing any bells, Bryce? Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it has some of the most disturbing stuff I've ever seen in a movie. It was... these backwoods people, they really get a hold of poor Ned Beatty. And poor Ned Beatty, I just, because he gets assaulted in a very private way in the film, and I'm thinking to myself, who taught this
Let's just
actor?
say that.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Brian.
I was just going to say, let's just say the most notable quote from that film is "Squeal like a pig." So,
yeah. Oh
yes.
Gosh, don't even say it. The that and a few minutes later, something about he's got a pretty mouth. I don't know. It was so horrifying. The thing about the movie is it has this horrible, depraved stuff in it, and yet it was a huge box office hit. And I think it was nominated for Best Picture and Best Director and a bunch of other stuff that year.
I think Best Adapted Screenplay too. Wasn't that Kurt Vonnegut that wrote that? I could be completely wrong, but
I think you're completely wrong.
Anyways,
I
think it may have gotten
Kurt
an adapted
Vonnegut's name, I
screenplay.
think, at the beginning, but I didn't see it.
Okay, all right, my bad.
It was shot by Vilos Zsigmond, who's a really good cinematographer who shot a lot of Spielberg's early stuff, Close Encounters, and he gives the backwoods of Georgia. They look really pretty until they don't, and they really don't anymore. A side note: I watched a little behind-the-scenes stuff on it after I watched it, and there's that little kid who plays the banjo with the guy, and they do the dueling banjos that's so famous, and he has these really scary, like, inbred-looking eyes and whatever else. Well, the news people found this guy for the anniversary, like 2 years ago, and lo and behold, he is, of course, a maintenance man, because of course he is. And
nice.
I seemed like actually a fairly normal fella. His eyes normaled out as he got older. But half the people in that movie, the extras, I don't know where they got them, but they seem very authentic. It was one of the... I'll give it this. It was a super suspenseful movie from beginning to end. It had a lot of really interesting themes about like what it means to be a man and survival versus law and kind of this quasi-Western thing going on. Burt Reynolds is great in it, one of his earliest performances. But like I said, be prepared to be horribly disturbed afterwards. This is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen, and it's not supernatural scary. It's real scary. And being from Kentucky, it was even more terrifying because I think I know people like that. That just I wasn't alone with them, thank goodness. So yeah, I recommend it, but with the caveat that it is one of those movies that will scar you for a long time. But very good,
it's for mature viewers for sure.
Yes. But that's it for me.
James Dickey, he wrote the screenplay based on his novels. So sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right. Anything else before we end this thing?
No, we're just looking forward to Suicide Squad from me.
Yeah, sounds great.
All right. Well, look forward to Suicide Squad this weekend. And this has been the Valhalla Filmcast. I am Bryce Thompson.
I'm Brian Hammond.
And I'm Cody Rowry.
And I'll talk to you next time.
The following views, opinions, and commentary are the sole property of the Valhalla Filmcast. Any unauthorized reproduction without prior consent is prohibited. Any incidental music, audio clips, or film trailers are used for the sole purpose of film criticism and commentary as allowed under the Fair Use Act.